Lewis Long versus Gianni Melillo is a welterweight bout. Lewis Long has achieved a record of 17 wins, 6 losses. Gianni Melillo has achieved a record of 13 wins, 5 losses. Alright, so Lewis Long is currently 31 and a half years old, and Gianni Melillo is currently 35 and a half years old, which means that Lewis Long is going to have a slight age advantage in this fight. Alright, so Lewis Long's had a pretty good career so far, as he ended up winning his first 2 fights, both by decision, but in his third fight, ended up getting a decision loss, came back with a decision win, a first round rear naked choke, 2 decision wins in a row, a second round rear naked choke loss inside of Cage Warriors, a unanimous decision win in Cage Warriors over Mark Glover, but in his next fight against Tommy Maguire, ended up losing by third round arm in guillotine. After that loss, he came back with a second round KO, a first round rear naked choke, a second round rear naked choke, a first round KO, and another first round rear naked choke. But in his next fight against Andrea Stalia, he ended up losing by third round KO. After that loss, he came back with a first round rear naked choke submission, another first round rear naked choke submission, and a first round TKO inside of Cage Warriors. But in his next fight against Roberto Solidic, he ended up losing by first round head kick KO. After that loss, he came back with a second round rear naked choke win over Sean Lomas, which got him into Bellator, where he ended up winning his first fight there by first round rear naked choke submission over Walter Kahadza. But in his next fight against Oliver Enkamp, he ended up losing by first round spinning back fist KO. After that loss, he actually had one more fight, but this time it was a grappling bout against Ben Hills, who he ended up submitting by rear naked choke. Alright, now let's look at his opponent, Gianni Melillo. Alright, so Gianni Melillo had a very good start to his pro MMA career, as he ended up winning his first 4 fights, all by decision, came back with a second round TKO and another second round KO, but in his next fight after that, he actually ended up getting his first ever loss by first round head kick KO. After that loss, he came back with a split decision win, a second round KO, a first round KO, and a unanimous decision win, but in his next fight against Karim Ngizek, he ended up losing by first round KO. After that loss, he came back with a third round KO, a second round guillotine choke, but in his next 2 fights, ended up losing them both by first round KO to Daniel Skibitsky and Michelangelo Colangelo. After those 2 losses, he came back with a unanimous decision win over Will Kope, but in his next fight inside of Bellator, ended up losing by first round KO over Michael Page. Alright guys, so in this fight, I really think Gianni Melillo is just slightly better on the feet. He has slightly more power. Lewis Long can definitely still compete on the feet, but his main game plan, I'm guessing, is just to go for some takedowns on Gianni Melillo and try to get a submission, and I really think that's the main way he's going to get the win. Gianni Melillo just needs to keep this fight on the feet, and hope he gets lucky with a nice bomb that knocks Lewis Long out. I just don't see a knockout happening from Gianni Melillo. I do see Lewis Long taking Gianni Melillo down, going for submission after submission, and I actually think he's going to grab one in the second round, and that's my decision. I think Lewis Long is going to get the submission in the second round. Alright, if you agree, disagree, or have something to say, make sure to put in the comment section below, and I'll respect to every single one of those comments. Make sure to like, subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss the absolute best MMA content out there. It's been fun, but I'm out of here.